Hello everyone. So in this video we'll talk about @value annotation in Spring Boot. So in Spring Boot, @value is an annotation used for injecting the values into the fields, methods or method parameters. These values can come from the variety of sources such as property files, system properties or environment variable or even in the command line arguments. So let's see an example of the Spring Boot and using @value annotation. So let's create a simple Spring Boot application. So I'll just go with this file, new and project, and here I'll choose the Spring Boot and I'll choose the Maven. I'll simply say that value exam value demo 001 and I simply choose the 22 and I'll go with next. Choose the web. If you are interested in the web, you can choose that one. Okay. Alright, so click on this new window and my application will be there. So now let us try to run it. And it's working fine. So I'll just stop it and I'll just creating a simple controller. I'll just go with package controller. Okay. And I simply say app controller and here REST controller and a simple get mapping and we have hello world. Now let us test it and run it. Or in fact I should let's have some sort of endpoint. So again let's restart. Okay, started. Now let us check on the browser. So localhost and simply say hello. So our value is there. Now let us try to use the @value annotation. So what I will simply do is simply I will create @value and I will simply say my property and a default value. So here if you are not able to get the value from the sources that we mentioned previously, then you can go with this default value. Okay. So what I'll do is simply say private string my property in the application dot properties. I just simply say my property hello spring. Okay, or simply say the hello spring um, from value annotation. Okay, and let's try to rerun the application. But before, let's try to print or let's return this my property. Okay, and let's restart the application. And if I go to the browser and if I refresh it, you can see hello spring from the value annotation. Simple again. Now let us try other things. So uh, first in this example, the value of my dot properties, that's my property. Over here you can see this my dot property coming from the application dot property file, and or either you can use the application dot yml and it will be injected into the my property field over here automatically at the start. And now and if I say simply if I say my property 2 and simply I would use this 2 and 2, so default value I say 2. So currently we do not have an application dot property, and if I print it, then let's see. And let's run the application, and if you go to the console we can see that default value 2 because my property 2 is not defined in the application dot properties. Okay, we can also use this kind of property in the configurations. Of what I will do is simply create a Java class and say first of all let me create a package and say config, and I'll create a class called app config. Okay, and I'll simply say configuration and I'll create @bin And this is a simple bean, I mean, which will be used when the configuration at the start of the Spring Boot application. This will automatically be called. So what I will do again is again simply say that my property, and I'll just print it over here. So let us run. If you do not want to use the web application, we can directly paste over here. So you can see that my property hello Spring Boot annotation. Now the value at the rate value annotation supports the Spring expression language, that is SPEL, which allows for more complex application. Sorry, expressions. So what I'll do simply say I'll just create like this property here hash, and then in the bracket system properties, and then I'll choose this username. And if I print over here username, and if I rerun this application, then we can see it will access from the application, and username is admin. In my case, it's my personal computer's admin, that is in username. We can also define the environment variable. So for example, I have a home variable, or either I can say simply uh, app environment. And what I will do is simply at the start of, or first of all, let me print over here, notice environment, and here app environment. And if I choose this edit configuration and modify option, and if I use this add VM option, and here if I pass say for example app minus d app v equal to qa, simply I say that's this one. And if I apply this and look good, let me try to run and see what were the value that we get. And you can see that app environment qa is there. So even we can pass the values from the command line or from the environment variable. All right. Okay. But this is the by so far we have injected only single property. What if we want to pass the list of values as a property? So what I will do is simply list of values and list of arrays that I will create. So first of all, I'll copy this, create a list file, that is array list. So my dot list of the values, and I'll also create another called arrays. Okay, right, simple. Here we can see there is a list and there is an array. Now corresponding in the application dot property, I'll just put two more lines of code. So here you can see that my list of values, value 1, value 2, and value 3. Array of my values is value A, B, and C. And what I will do is simply restarting the application, and let's see. 1 second, let me first of all print those value. Okay, okay. So values and value array, and let's restart the application. And you can see this is the list, and this is, you can see, so arrays actually. And if you want to print, we have to iterate this array, and you can see that. But because we didn't get any sort of null value, and I assume that this is coming from application dot properties. All right. Now what if I want to put the values as a map, key value pair? So what I'll do, simply say this is my map values, and here the last part is only the difference, that is key 1, key 2, and key 3, and value 1, value 2, and value 3. What I will do is simply create a map, and I'll automatically say hash, and then it's a dollar sign over here, and my dot map dot values, and here I'm just passing that values. And if I my map value, if I print over here, and I will, if I check this, let's restart and check. There is some problem. Okay, so the issue is over here. If we have put a simple key value, it should be like this: my.map.values, and we'll have to in the bracket. And now let us try. It was just a typo mistake. I forgot this thing. And now we can get it the my map value in the map format. You can see in the app config we have printed these map values. All right, so that's a pretty basic introduction of this at the rate value annotation and basic use of it. All right, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.